What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with Tech Daily, and in this video I'll be giving you a full review of the brand new HTC One M9. Let's take a look. This version of the M9 is the gunmetal gray color that I picked up direct from HTC for $649 unlocked. And right off the bat, you'll notice that HTC borrowed pretty much the same award-winning design from the M8 for the M9. The phone itself has a solid and premium feel made of aluminum and glass, and it really feels great in the hand overall. Some people have criticized HTC for not being bold in revamping the design of the M9, but in my opinion, the M8 was one of the best looking phones on the market last year, so I'm glad they stuck with the same design. On the front of the phone, you'll find the 4-megapixel ultra-pixel front-facing camera, as well as the boom sound speakers on the top and bottom. On the back, we have the new 20-megapixel camera along with LED flash, and it's important to note that the camera does protrude a decent amount, and when the phone is on its back, it's basically going to be resting on the camera, so keep that in mind. On the right side, we have a micro SD slot, volume up and down buttons, and the power button. On the left, we just have the SIM card tray and nothing else. The entire top of the device is a large IR blaster, which you can see right there, and of course the bottom houses the 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as the micro USB port. Inside, the HTC One M9 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 processor and 3GB of RAM, with 32GB of storage standard with the option to expand via micro SD. The internals certainly pack a punch for not only everyday use, but more demanding usage like graphics-heavy games or multitasking, and the components are pretty much some of the best combination on the market so far this year. Overall, the phone feels snappy and very responsive even under pressure. The M9 ships with Android 5.0 Lollipop and the HTC 7 Sense skin, which in my opinion is one of the better looking Android skins. Looking at you, TouchWiz. The screen on the HTC One M9 is the familiar 5-inch 1080p Full HD display that we saw with the M8. Although I think a lot of us were hoping for an upgrade, the screen on this device is still gorgeous, but may fall short when stacked up against phones like the S6. Still, you won't be finding any pixels on the screen at all, and colors look bright and vibrant from pretty much any viewing angle. The screen is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 4, which promises to be pretty tough, although we all know what's going to happen when this thing falls face first into the concrete. HTC ditched their unique ultra-pixel camera technology on the rear for a more standard 20.7-megapixel camera instead, but the results have been mixed to say the least. The camera and software include a number of great features including face and smile detection, HDR, split capture, and even 4K video recording, although 4K is limited to about 6 minutes of capture time, probably due to battery storage and overheating issues. Even with a long list of capture and editing tools and fun little features, the real test is snapping pictures and video in the real world during any type of situation, and there are times when the M9 simply falls flat. In normal light, the M9 can snap decent pictures, but in dim or low light, the camera is pretty bad overall. Detail is lost, colors are faded and blurred, and the image quality is simply subpar. There's also no optical image stabilization either. With flagship smartphone cameras getting better and better, it's really a shame that HTC can't seem to keep up, as this really is a blemish on an otherwise great smartphone. The front-facing camera is where you'll find the 4-megapixel ultra-pixel technology that was on the rear of the M8, and the front camera is good for both pictures and video and can record in 1080p. HTC has a number of features and settings for capturing that perfect selfie as well. If you'd like to see a more in-depth camera review including a 4K video sample, picture and video samples, and comparison to the likes of the iPhone 6, you can check out the annotations on screen or the Tech Daily YouTube channel. The front-facing boom sound speakers that have been a major selling point for the M series have returned to the M9 and are even better than ever. At full volume, the sound coming from this phone is really unlike any other smartphone on the market. Granted, most of us don't really use the speakers on our phone on a daily basis, but the speakers on the M9 really make me want to use them instead of headphones half the time because they really are that good. Powering the M9 is a 2840 mAh battery, which should get the M9 pretty decent battery life overall. I've been able to go a full day and then some on moderate use, and with power saver mode and extreme power saver mode that give you a dark theme and limited functionality, you shouldn't have any problems at all with the battery life, although of course your results will vary depending on how you use the phone. All in all, I'd have to say that the HTC One M9 is an above average flagship smartphone, but I'm certainly not blown away. I was a big fan of the M8 and I'm still a fan of the M9, but there are certain aspects of the phone like the large bezels around the somewhat outdated screen and the embarrassing rear camera that really take away from a great user experience. Still, the build quality and design of the HTC One M9 are really unmatched, and I think that's what separates it most from the pack. In general, if you have an M8, I would say there's really no need to upgrade right away, but if you're on an older device or maybe maybe want to transfer from iOS to Android, this might be the phone for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be posting a few more videos about the HTC One M9, so be sure to subscribe to the Tech Daily YouTube channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think down below, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, and I'll see you guys later.